We're going to discuss right now how you can approach the assignment that you have when you make the biographical sketch of having your own website. Now, some of you already have your own website. In fact, at LaGuardia, we have a system in place called ePortfolio, which we try to get every student to use. Now, even as that's the case, some students do manage to go through LaGuardia without using it. And if that's your situation, I can show you how you can start your own ePortfolio page if you'd like. But the assignment isn't to use ePortfolio. If you would prefer to use a different service to start your website, that's fine as well. I'll give you one example of a free one that's offered by Google if you have a Google account. But there are a number of other options available out there as well that you can research. And if you would like some additional ideas, feel free to contact me and I can help you out. There are even some additional ways of starting websites for yourself through other CUNY portals that I won't get into in this little discussion, but we could talk about offline. So first, I'd like to share with you what ePortfolio looks like. If you go to the website ePortfolio.laguardia.edu, this is what you see. Now, everybody that is a student at LaGuardia can log in to ePortfolio, and that's what you should do using the credentials that you log in for My LaGuardia. So I'm going to do that to use my credentials, but you can see here there's special student login instructions. You'll need to use your first name dot last name, and then the password will be an 8-digit CUNY First EMPL ID and the last 2 digits of your birth year. And you'll have to look those up if you don't know that EMPL ID number. But hopefully this is something that's familiar to you. I have a slightly different login because I'm a faculty member at the college. So I'm going to log in here. And most of the time when you log in, you'll see something that will look a bit like this. There will be an indication of all the different ePortfolios that you may or may not have. And if you haven't ever logged in before, you'll have none of them. And then there are also some templates. Now, if you want, you can see that I have created an ePortfolio template for LIB 200, and you could use that one if you'd like. But you could also create an ePortfolio template based upon the templates that are provided for liberal arts first-year seminars. And those are pretty good templates because they're personal websites that provide a lot of information. You don't have to use all of the information that's on them, but they're very good. So you can search for those templates if you come down here and you look and you say, let's say liberal arts. And if I do a little search here, I'm going to look for liberal arts by pressing plus here. Oh, wait, I want to go back. Let's add a new ePortfolio up here. I was down in the course area. I want to be up in the ePortfolio area. Yes. And so here's where I can find the templates. This is the template library. I'm going to search for a liberal arts templates. And you can see there's 2 of them: liberal arts, math and science, core ePortfolio, and liberal arts, social science and humanities. This is a great place to start. And if you start with one of these, then you can put in all of the information that you'd like. So I'm going to start with this template here, this liberal arts, math and science template. You can see what it looks like here. And then I'm going to say preview so I can see what it looks like. And you can see what this looks like. I put my name in here. I'm going to have a number of places I can put interesting things. I could remove some of these menu items or keep them, put a picture of me, an about me statement. This would be similar to the biographical sketch you're talking about, maybe a favorite quotation. And you can put in some planning and things like this, but also you don't need to use all of these things. You can modify this as you'd like. This is just one way of starting this up. So I'm going to say use this template. And I'm going to create a new ePortfolio based on this template. And I need to give it a title. So maybe I'll give it a title that is my name. And now it'll create all of these things. Now, some of these pages I might not use. Some of them I might. But let's go through and change the things that I'd like, include the things that I might not like, and I should be ready then to have this website available. It takes a little bit of time to create these things, but this is what's going on. Almost done. And here we are. Now I'm going to go in and try to follow the instructions. So typing my full name in here, for example. And to do this, I need to unlock it. Right? So I'm going to unlock it. Come in here. Over here, I should be able to type my name in. Okay. So there are different ways of changing things around. You'll have to get used to the interface. If you have questions, you can contact me, and you can also contact ePortfolio Help or the Student Technology Mentors, and they'll help you put those things together. So I'm not going to go through the details of putting all of the ePortfolio together, because really all you need is a website that works. One thing I will say, however, is that it's important that you give a way for us to find this website. So after I will finish all this up, I'm going to lock that up, close that. Now I'm going to click up here and say that I want to share, and I'd like to view my recommended settings here. Right now, I've set the ePortfolio to be private, only accessible to me. But if I want to share this with other people, I'm going to want to change the privacy settings. Now, I could change it to private within CUNY LaGuardia Community College. That's fine. That means that in order for someone to see it, they have to be logged into ePortfolio with their account. That might be all right. Eventually, we would like to have a website that's facing the public that anybody can see. Now, if that's not something you're ready to do yet, that's understandable. But we will want to revisit that at some point later in the class. You'll eventually want to make something public. So when I start off, I might start as private, but by the time I'm ready to post this to the discussion board, I want to make sure that someone can see it. So I might make it private within CUNY LaGuardia Community College, just to make sure that people can see it. All right, so that's one option. That is the option which is ePortfolio here at LaGuardia. Now here's another option. This is Google Sites, sites.google.com. If you have a Google account, you'll have to log into it to access this. But once you do, you can see that there's all different kinds of sites that you might be able to use. You can see some sites that I have used in the past, but I can also start a new blank site, for example. And as I start a new blank site, I can do something very similar to what I was doing to ePortfolio, but it's a little bit more customizable. Not as many features that are in there that are specific to, say, first-year seminars and things like that. So there's pluses and minuses to both. The same thing applies here. After you make this site, it's going to be actually public to the world once you publish it. So be careful, but because you can customize it carefully, you can just put in something very simple, making it public to the world, and share that as your website. So those are some options for doing the websites that you need for your biographical sketch. If you have other questions or concerns, please contact me, but I think this is enough to help you get started. And hopefully you'll have something that you can share with us, and I look forward to seeing it. Have a good night.